Oh God.
French? Maybe something. If you know the answer to Rowan's question, please tweet in.
Please, because this is killing me. He was a
We
striker.
can't.
He was a striker that's supposed to be the next Rooney, apparently.
Yeah. Rowan, why is this show only an hour? You know, we clearly, we've got lots to talk about.
Well, we do, but it's the pilot episode. You know, it's our first episode.
I see. Okay, yeah.
You know, next in a fortnight, I wish I could say next week. Winning the toss, 100% football, 100% toss at winning the toss at Twitter. Will be a weekly show, but unfortunately, it's going to have to be a fortnight because I'm away next week. I mean, Josh could do a solo show, but
yeah, but it just won't work.
Yeah,
because then it would be 100% toss, and there'd be no winning.
I still can't remember this guy's name. It's killing me. It's really killing me. So yeah, we have about 10 minutes left.
That's good. That's sufficient enough.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, okay, so how about we talk about Dutch footballers? Because there's so much to talk about.
Well, they're so underrated, I think.
Well, I know. You can look at all of the Dutch teams from the past. You look at every single generation that's come through. Each one of those generations should have won the World Cup or the Euro Championships.
Yeah, well, the Dutch are the big underachievers. Spain were also the big underachievers, but then they became amazing and won everything. But it's got to become the Dutch.
I'm pretty sure the Netherlands beat Northern Ireland 5-0 this evening. You know, whether they're really in this tournament, are going to kick off.
Do you not think like who wouldn't want to see Dirk Kuyt lift the World Cup, even if he's not captain? Because he's not captain, but
I've always been a massive fan of Dirk Kuyt. Not because of his footballing ability, but more because of his hairstyle. In fact, Dirk Kuyt. There you go. That's the answer.
Yeah,
I just stumbled upon it.
Yeah, right. No,
spontaneous answer.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing on winning the toss. We talk about football. Football knowledge is there. It just need to roll out like a ball of yarn tumbling down a football hill.
Exactly. Very sporadic. You just never know when you're going to get the right answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the Dutch have a good chance. I think the Germans.
Would you say that Gregory van der Wiel is the new Michael Reisiger? Because it was said by Johnny Heisinger that he is the natural successor to Michael Reisiger.
The thing is, I think Michael Reisiger is the new Michael Reisiger. I don't think you can replace Michael Reisiger. I think.
No, I don't think so either.
Exactly, but he's got a good chance. It's like saying, is Glenn Johnson the new Gary Neville? Like, Glenn Johnson, you might argue he's better, but he's not Gary Neville. Gary Neville is. Gary Neville.
You can't replace that.
Gary Neville lambasted for being terrible, like for the whole of his career, like for England career at least. But he was actually a pretty solid right back. So in hindsight, you realise players are better than they were. Like maybe tomorrow I'll look back on Stuart Downing and think, what a great left winger.
You won't. That won't happen, will it? It just won't.
No. Of course it won't happen.
But the thing I never understood, when I used to watch Manchester United when I was a young boy.
When you were a young warthog.
When I was a young Todd.
Warthog.
I watched Manchester United and I watched Gary Neville and Phil Neville, and I thought, well, when Phil Neville used to play left back, I thought he was excellent.
Yeah.
I thought he was as good as Gary Neville was at right back. So why did he never get the recognition that Gary Neville got?
No. Phil Neville has to be one of the most underrated players of all time.
He's extremely underrated.
No, I genuinely think this because he played the John O'Shea rule before John O'Shea was cool.
He did.
Like he was John O'Shea before John O'Shea was cool, and then also he's moved to Everton, and he's now captain of Everton, and he's playing in like wherever he wants to play, and he's doing a bloody good job. So I actually, in a way, I rate Phil Neville more than Gary Neville.
So do I. I would agree. I actually think he's a better player because he can play him. Could you ever see Gary Neville playing centre midfield?
No, definitely not. I could barely see him playing right back.
Could you envisage Phil Neville playing centre midfield? Of course you could.
Yeah. Although
because he could play it.
Yeah, why not?
Anywhere.
Yeah, but
let's tell you what Phil Neville was like. He was like the who was the person I was talking about earlier who could play at every Maroon Fellaini. He was the Maroon In fact, he played with Maroon Fellaini.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he's keeping Maroon Fellaini out of the team. Like, no, not out of the team, out of his position, out of his preferred position.
Precisely, so no wonder he can play in any position.
Exactly. Hang on, I've just got a burp coming. Right, there we go. Back in the game.
Yeah.
100% football, 100% toss. Contact us on winning the toss. Twitter.com/winning the toss.
Is that? Are we out of time, or is that?
We can probably go for a bit longer. It's still recording. It's all good. But no, Phil Neville, very underrated, I think. Steven Gerrard was a brilliant right back in the 2005 Champions League final.
He was excellent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
In fact, when I was watching, I mean, he obviously didn't start off playing right back. He was playing in the centre midfield. But what I didn't understand was why he moved to right back. Why did he even play right back in that game? Because as a matter of fact, I actually watched that game, a replay, yesterday. And I could not work out why he was playing the right back position. Was it because Steve Finnan, did he get substituted? What happened?
I don't even remember, to be honest. It was such a blur when I was watching it. It was just...
It wasn't. To be honest, it doesn't even matter, does it?
All I remember is Didi Hamann coming on and just marking Kaka out of the game.
He did, yeah.
And Kaka was having like the performance of his life in the first half.
He was actually...
And like, I literally...
There's another topic of discussion. What happened to Kaka? Where did he go?
Yeah,
we know where he went. He went to Real Madrid, but what has he done to Real Madrid?
Well, yeah, exactly. Awful move.
It was terrible.
It's almost about as Steve Sidwell moving from Reading to Chelsea back in 2000 and something. That was a terrible career move. Like, so many footballers make bad career choices. Why would you go to Chelsea when they've got like Frank Lampard, Michael Ballack, like Michael Essien ahead of them?
The Lazio back in the late 90s, early 2000s ruined the careers of so many players. You look at who went there. Guys like Mendieta ruined his career. Juan Sebastian Veron ruined his career. Hernan Crespo ruined his career.
I'll tell you what ruined Hernan Crespo's career. It was being played. No, I'll tell you what ruined Hernan Crespo's career. It was Kenny Dalglish playing him centre back in the charity football aid match.
It was awful, wasn't it? He's lacking. I would just like to confirm that actually Hernan Crespo did not have a bad career at Lazio. He actually scored 39 goals in 54 appearances, so I take that back. Hernan Crespo is a great player. He's one of the legends of the game.
Yeah,
so there we go.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Lazio haven't been the same since Paul Gascoigne left.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Paul Gascoigne didn't really make the impression he wanted to when he moved to Lazio. It was not a great career. But like I was saying earlier, Lazio has ruined the careers of so many players.
I'd like to say, let's hold a 10-second silence for Celta Vigo. Because they were good. Okay, let's do it.
Well, I think that's ample, isn't it?
That was probably about 7 seconds, but it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a lot of wine this evening, so that.
Well, I'm pouring myself a new glass now. On winning the toss, we are massive fans of Spanish football. You know, we're fans of the brilliant journalists Sid Lowe and Guillem.
Well, you've got William Balaguer, great.
Yeah, there you go.
Graham Hunt is my personal favourite. He's actually based in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And as I'm avid Barcelona supporter, he's a great hero of mine.
Yeah, well, there, and we've also got the pundits, or like Rafa Benitez and Michel Salgado.
They've been excellent.
And Michael Reisiger.
Michael Reisiger occasionally makes an appearance. Patrick Kluivert made one appearance. I've seen him before. Ozzy Ardiles.
Oh,
he's
really?
Excellent.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, Scott Minto. I'm sorry, I know I didn't want to talk about him earlier, but he really has ruined the whole, La Liga on Sky. He's ruined it. Why not? Why get rid of Mark Bolton? Why do that?
Yeah, it was a bad
Where's
move.
the logic?
It was a bad move. It just seems
terrible.
It just seems so commercial, Scott Minto. So commercial.
Yeah, he does. He's very robotic in the way that he presents.
Yeah.
Which is very dislikable, quite frankly.
What do you think about?
Sadly, I think he played for. Did he play for Chelsea? I'm sure he played for Chelsea at some point, and he was. Anyone who plays for Chelsea is dislikable.
What do you think about Scott Minto? Not Scott Minto. Sami Hyypiä being the new manager of Bayern, not Bayern Munich. Bayer Leverkusen. Sorry. Sami Hyypiä being the new manager of Bayer Leverkusen.
On winning the toss, I'm afraid we do make the occasional mistake, but luckily there's two of us, so if one of us goes wrong, the other one generally backs that person up.
So as I was saying, Sami Hyypiä, the new manager of Bayer Leverkusen. What do you think about that? Isn't that great?
Well,
Don't you think that's great?
Yeah, no, I mean, with Sami Hyypiä, he was a great player. He was a great player.
Probably one of the most underrated centre-backs of all time.
When I was watching the 2005 final yesterday on a repeat,
in
I
Paris,
thought he was absolutely superb.
Yeah,
especially his initial header.
Yeah,
in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
it was excellent. I thought the way he was getting forward early on. But in terms of management, I don't think he's not quite up to it.
Yeah, but he has the winning mentality. Do you not think?
He does. He does have the winning mentality.
Also, do you not think that because he comes from an unfashionable country such as Finland, like managers and stuff that come from those sort of backgrounds do well. Like Jose Mourinho, he didn't really do anything in his playing career. And he's doing great.
I'd just like to stop you there, actually. I wouldn't say that Finland are a very unfashionable country. I mean,
I didn't mean to offend Finland. I didn't mean to offend any Finnish fans there.
Yeah, but you've had the likes of Jerry Littman, and he's a very fashionable guy.
No, he's another Liverpool great. Jerry Littman, yeah, brilliant.
Was,
Sami Hyypiä.
Correct. Well, he was part of the Ajax Dream Team in 1995.
Who?
Jerry Littman.
Oh yeah. So those two players, they're putting Finland on the map.
They've done wonders for their own country, and that is one of the great things about.
Did Roy Hodgson manage Finland? He probably did.
He just managed Scandinavia.
Exactly. He's got.
I mean, actually, the thing is, if you look at Scandinavia, okay, so take Scandinavia. In each country, you've got Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland. Yeah. Right. In each of those countries, you probably generally every generation of players that come from each of those countries, you've generally got about 2 to 3 world-class players. If they form Scandinavia as a country like the UK, they'd be one of the world greats in football.
But you could say that about Great Britain. I mean, imagine the England team with Darren Fletcher in the middle.
Yeah.
And David Healy up front.
It would be quite a scene to witness.